I'm Tash from Word of Mouth Digital, and this is The Word Is, where we dive into one word with a hot take from an expert. But don't worry, it's not a hours-long podcast. I have attention issues, so this is a 20-minute, short, sharp, and sweet delve into, what is the word, Beck?
Leadership.
And this is Rebecca Veksler. Tell us a little bit about where you're at your journey. Beck and I have known each other for a very, very long time. Where are you at now? And tell us a little bit about how you got here.
We have known each other for way too many years than I want to admit.
I know.
It's been incredible. We met as I launched my first major company, my global product brand called Soul Cups, which is almost, I'd say, 10 or 11 years ago now.
That's crazy.
When we actually met, which is wild. This brand literally brought me up.
Yes.
Started in my 20s. I'm now in my 30s, which
we were
is
babies.
Insane. But it's been a wild journey. I have learnt so much building that company. We grew very, very fast. And then we also closed very, very fast and exited that business really quickly in 2023. So basically since then, I dived deep into the world of functional medicine, health, naturopathy, and very much actually leaning more into health tech as I became quite obsessed with agentic AI and how that can actually help deal with so many of the problems I wanted to solve. So we can talk about that in another sort of world. But yeah, it's been really exciting. So I've been focusing a lot on really just coaching, consulting, a lot of speaking, but building in the background. And we're actually about to go into our pre-seed raise, which is really exciting. And there's, so much to learn in that as well. So that's,
I feel like that cap raise is a whole other episode, which
literally
we can maybe we deep dive into that once you finish your round.
I'll give you the list of do's and don'ts.
Exactly. What you've learnt along the way.
Yeah.
But when we're talking about leadership in this context, like what does that mean to you? What's your definition of what that means?
I made so many mistakes, but I also made a lot of really good decisions.
Yeah.
And over 10 years, you learn an impeccable amount of how healthy, strong, high-performing teams should look and what it actually entails to build that.
Yes.
Especially on a global scale. And then I had the luxury of consulting and working for other amazing brands. Once we closed Soul Cups, I really leaned into just deep diving into some of Australia's most interesting companies, from small businesses, but also to large corporates. I worked with Peloton. That was a lot of fun. But the amount that I saw and the insights that I actually had access to of those do's and don'ts, some really scary don'ts, really has set me up to understand exactly how I'm going to build my next empire, essentially. And I have witnessed the absolute wave, the tidal wave of agentic AI and the Claude and the chats coming into the workplace, into organizations of all sizes, and how that's disrupted leadership teams, specifically C-suite level.
Yes.
And then obviously how that trickles down into upper management, middle management, and then obviously the rest of the organization. That is referencing larger companies, but the essence of it still is happening in the smaller businesses. And it doesn't look like fun.
Yeah.
Because a lot of founders are under-equipped and under-resourced as well. So they're coming in, they're getting really excited. They're over-analyzing the data that they actually don't understand fully. And then they're making decisions with a lack of critical thinking.
Yes.
They're disrupting C-suite leadership psyche and emotional well-being, because you've got really competent people at this level who aren't getting the ability to actually work their magic because lack of systems, lack of processes, lack of cross-collaboration amongst teams. And then you've got founders who are hyper excited by agentic AI and co-working, abilities, and they throw this data to the teams and go execute. And the teams are like, oh, good Lord. Like the product and the dev team are going to kill me. And then sales and marketing are confused as hell and really offended. And I think this ties into the concept of leadership being, how can you build high-performing teams? How can you create healthy, booming growth mindset systems that allow business to use the AI well,
Yes.
like really bloody well, without hurting people? Because this is what I keep seeing. I've seen this time and time again. You've got people just walking out.
Yeah.
Traumatized.
And I think it's also two parts. I feel like it's not just people, like the human impact. I think you and I both agree there's also commercial, for founders
massive.
that maybe don't care about the human, that's a separate conversation.
That's awful, but yes.
Ultimately, there is, so far I've seen, a detrimental commercial impact.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. It's so boring. I'm so bored. It's literally cookie cutter approaches, and it's, I think boring is the word.
100%.
There's nothing, there's no lateral thinking, there's no creativity, there's no critical thinking. The critical thinking is what I keep seeing. It's like they do this massive audit, they pull every department and every sort of possible ounce of data apart, and then it gets fed this incredible strategy, and usually they're actually good, right?
Yes, yeah.
Claude and OpenAI, like they're doing a good job. The problem is the founders stopped thinking.
Yeah.
And so they haven't actually asked, what's the collateral damage? What's the impact? And then does this actually align to my brand and to my customers?
Yes.
Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Does anyone
what's
care?
The context.
Yeah, like what's the context?
Yes.
Yeah. Is there context?
The lack of discernment in 2026. I think that to me is like, if you want to survive AI, is like building discernment skills, right?
Yes. You actually have to read the document that you produce.
Yeah.
Like you have to pull it apart and play with it and add your personality and your thinking skills.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the same, even just in ads, like the same copy slop we see on every single
Performance marketing is a whole other thing. I've had the privilege of learning it over the last couple of years, like really like getting into the like deep understanding how everything like is operating right now with all the changes like every 3 seconds. And yeah, it's the lack of critical thinking and discernment that just keeps coming up for me. And then this how it's tying into the leadership aspect is founders or business owners are not only forgetting that there needs to be success metrics, like you need to base it on a goal or base it on the data, but also there's a lack of direction.
Yeah.
So they stop thinking, they stop directing, there's lack of synergy, there's lack of context, like you said.
Yeah.
No one knows what the hell they're doing. They're just listening to the, 3 bullet pointed outcome.
Also, there probably I think a lot of people would be resonating with this. They're scared they're going to lose their job, or
but that's already
dissatisfied.
Yeah,
they're being made redundant.
Yes, I can't tell you how many beautiful people in my life, including myself, have gone through a redundancy, even as a contractor.
Yes, because
AI has replaced us.
Yeah,
and I think I'm literally building in agentic AI.
Yeah.
I deeply am in the midst of learning this as much as I possibly can. I also have the blessing of having a partner who's one of the top technical engineers in the country.
Helps.
He's amazing. Yes, thank you to him for everything.
Is there a particular through line that you're seeing in this sort of like fractured leadership, like where we're sitting in 2026?
Yeah, the thing that I have repetitively had visibility through is really incredibly smart leadership teams. Like some of the best people I've ever met in my life, intelligence, creativity, innovation, everything, are not being allowed to use their skills. So they're literally being stopped from doing their job.
Yes. Because
of founders coming in saying, no, we need to listen to the almighty of the AI, which I think what I'm trying to say here is I'm pro agentic AI.
Yes. Same.
But I'm pro critical thinking skills.
Well, I think like I always say it's a tool to be used.
Use it like one.
It's not
a replacement.
For humans.
Yes.
At least not at this point. Maybe in 10 years' time, who knows?
Maybe, and that's okay too.
That's okay. We'll have evolved. We'll have pivoted by then.
Yeah.
But at this point, it simply is not at that point to me. And It's just like Google. It's a tool to be wielded.
And I think it should be used as a tool well. Like, I
Yes.
learned to be used as a tool. It's like, I think the best example is you're someone who's been in performance marketing
Yes.
for I don't know how many years. I'm not going to even say it out loud.
We're old.
But the fact that you have learned this skill and you've learned to master the tools is what makes you exceptional and what makes you why everyone wants to work with you. And I think we're in that phase right now where no one knows how to use the tool well, except for those who are building it. And that is what needs to happen. That's what needs to be focused on, is we need to actually learn how to use the tool well and be empowered and inspired to get into the nitty-gritty of it, and then marry that with our critical thinking and creativity and innovation and fun. Because the whole point of it is so that it saves you time, so you have more time to do the stuff you're really good at, which is the creativity.
Totally.
Right? As founders.
Yes.
Like, that's our thing.
Not the other stuff.
Yes. We want to innovate. We want to solve problems.
Totally.
Yeah.
Outside of learning and knowing the tools, and like that might look different for everybody, right? Is there like advice you can give about how to put in those frameworks in place for leadership teams?
Yes.
To help them have a bit of structure to be able to do this?
Yeah. I think the number one thing I'm seeing is a forgetfulness of goal. And I know that sounds so simple and like almost overkill of simplicity, but it's like we keep forgetting the reason we're all here.
Yes.
So one of the most successful, I guess, achievements or experiences that I've had in the last couple of years consulting is sitting down with C-suite level teams and going, do you all know each other? Like, do you know what each of you are working on?
Yeah.
Have you seen her work?
Yeah.
Like, have you talked about it? Do you know what sales is selling? Do you know what product is building? Right. And just getting that cross conversation essentially. And so doing workshops where you sit down, you build this roadmap of like, here's what everyone is working on.
Yep.
Here's all those gross micro nuances that everyone is fixated on or stuck in or, trapped in right now. Here's how we can all get each other unstuck. And then here's the actual goal, and getting the founder or founders to come in and go, okay, this is what we need to achieve in the next 3 to 12 months. Here's what we're trying to achieve within the next 5 years. Is everyone on the same page?
Yeah.
Because if you're wasting time over here doing this, when really you should be doing this, I just saved you $100,000, whatever it is, right?
Yes.
It's just that lack of any kind of clarity. That's what I'm seeing time and time again. So if the advice is, can everyone just get in a room? For a couple of hours and have a bloody clear conversation on what you want to do with this business.
Yes.
And what the success metrics are, and then map it out and work backwards. Right. This is nothing new.
No.
Right.
But it's something I think that gets put on the back burner because often we're like running at 1,000 miles an hour.
Yeah, because you're putting out fires. I hear this excuse all the time. People are like, yeah, but all I'm doing is putting out fires. I'm like, yes. But 3 hours of not putting out fires is going to save you a huge amount of sleepless nights, stress, and, lack of direction, basically.
Also, unless you're consulting a hospital, no one's dying.
No one's, yes.
It's okay.
Exactly. The amount of times I've had to say that to founders in the last 12 months, no one is dying. I swear to you, everything
for 3
is okay.
hours, it's going to be fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then we walk out at the end of this workshop and they're like, good Lord, that was the best 3 hours of my life, And
are there like because I think, and even for me in our business, we struggled to really figure out, obviously for particular teams, it's really easy setting KPIs for like our performance meta ads team. That's simple. When it gets into the sort of higher upper management C-suite levels, it can be, sometimes KPIs can feel intangible.
Yes.
Are there strategies that you have to help that level of management find ways to implement those KPIs?
Yeah, it just depends on the department.
Yes.
Let's use customer service as an example. I think that's a really good one that is very difficult to measure, except it kind of isn't.
Right.
Because let's use a product-based business, for example. You're dealing with an influx of, customer support, a lot of emails. Your main, obviously, goal with product is retention, right? Customer retention, good testimonials, good feedback, satisfaction. ease of purchase and customer return rate,
Yeah.
right? So that's all measurable data.
Yeah.
And I think when it comes down to it, it's just this is the critical thinking bit. It's like it doesn't have to be a solid number, but it does have to be a percentage
Yes.
or an intention or a goal in terms of what your linear view of customer satisfaction is, right? So for your business, a good metric is I want less emails in my inbox for customer service. What do I need to do from a product perspective and an automation perspective to support that, right?
Yes.
So it's all cross-pollination. Yeah. So it's like getting, again, that's that clarity piece. It's like, what are you trying to achieve? Break every department down, every consumer experience and consumer psychology practice down and go, okay, in this thing, this is what we want. Okay, so this is an interaction with this department, these people. These are the like 20 tasks that need to be achieved.
Yeah.
And then that's all trackable,
Totally.
right? So I know it sounds like a stupid amount of work, but you actually can get to the bottom of that in a couple hours.
Yeah.
It's just asking the right questions and sitting with the right people in the team.
Yeah.
To then go delegate and,
do the do.
Yeah.
And is there because I think often what I see is another hurdle is that you do this amazing workshop, everyone gets on the same page, and then the follow through, the consistency of doing, because I think where the magic happens is doing that consistently.
Yes.
And we see that even when with clients we work with, there's a lot of silos and this team's not speaking to this team.
Yes.
And you're like, what the hell? Is there?
That is the CEO.
Yeah. Okay, so it all comes from leadership.
100%. Whether it's the CEO/founder, if it's a very small team, or if you start to get a little bit bigger and there is that sort of upper management, that trickles down.
Yeah.
It all comes from the top. It is an expectation of how we operate as a business.
Yes.
So if culturally that is not ingrained in onboarding and not actually functioning from the top down, it's never going to get fixed. Then you have the wrong people. That's actually a people problem.
Yes.
That is, and it's one of the hardest things I think founders deal with is obviously finding good people, but there's a lot of good people right now out there looking for jobs who have been made redundant. And I think that's why systems are so important. That's why culture is so important. That is why onboarding, oh my God, if I could do an entire episode about onboarding.
I think it's also a big
yes.
It's just,
yes.
Same as for us. Like it's not something, a lot of this we only put into
place
in the last 3 years because we got feedback we need this because our teams are floundering.
Oh yeah.
I totally resonate because we had to do exactly this.
And the amount of high level leadership people that get onboarded into an organization with no actual onboarding. They come in and they're like, okay, I'll spend my first 3 months absorbing, auditing, doing everything. They get stuck in the weeds.
Yeah.
They start becoming doers because it's probably a shit show, right?
Yeah.
Because if onboarding is bad, I can tell you the organizational systems and processes are bad. Without a doubt. And so then they get stuck in the weeds. And then instead of actually being strategic thinkers, innovators, creators, solution makers, they're just doing it. Yeah, they're just working. And so then they get fired because they haven't done the epic, incredible C-suite leadership thing they're supposed to do. Yeah.
Also, it's a waste of resource, right?
Yeah.
Because you're paying someone to do something that
you could pay someone half the salary to then do what they're doing.
Exactly. Yeah. Are there any hot takes you have? Is there big mistakes that you're seeing right now? What is the biggest no-no you're seeing in leadership?
Oh, there's so many that I can think of right now. I just don't know what I'm allowed to say. I'm I don't want to get in trouble. I think the most upsetting thing I've seen is kind of what I just touched on, which is this incredibly smart, innovative, creative leaders that are not being allowed to do their job well because of a lack of systems and support.
Yeah.
I've seen so many founders who talk a lot but don't do much in terms of support. You always hear let me know what I can do to help you. I'm always here for you. I'm here to guide you through every step of the way. We're going to work really closely together. And then you never hear from them again.
Yes.
And then it's a nightmare. And then it's a barrage of emails and texts of go do this, give me this, I need this information.
Yes.
And then the leadership team is like, what is happening right now? And they're traumatized. And I've seen this in so many businesses, incredible founders, some of the smartest people as well, but really lack self-awareness.
Yeah.
They really lack organization, the ability to create smart systems that can work for themselves, that can benefit themselves. And then they get trapped in this agentic AI cycle. So this is my hot take of, I have seen this 8 times in the last 12 months across different organizations.
I can think of 5 people right now.
Yeah.
I won't say who. But
Don't.
Same. I think, for sure. I think there's like, the biggest lesson for me, I don't know what you think as well, but the biggest lesson for me is also to seek to accept where I wasn't an expert. Like that was not my realm of expertise.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And I was actually doing my team a huge disservice, disempowering them.
Was that ego?
I think part of 100% ego. Also, when you're a founder, I think, and you probably felt the same way, often you're like, it's me and my brother, but you are in this mentality of you have to do everything because you have been doing it for so long. And there's a point where you don't need to anymore, but you just feel like it's all on your shoulders. And it is like a self-fulfilling prophecy. And it's part ego, it's part arrogance, it's part delusion. And as soon as you can let that go, I feel like that's where...
Yes.
And you lean into experts.
Yes.
That genuinely, I was forced to do it because I was going on mat leave. So I had to lean into my team, changed our business.
Incredible. I think I'm so happy you brought this up because, so I think you've known me long enough.
Yes.
I'm the one that will always say the hard thing.
Yeah.
I say the thing in the room that is potentially going to hurt someone's feelings, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
I can't help myself. And it's literally the reason I got fired. One of the reasons I got fired from like the only job I ever had. Because I told the founder the truth, which was, if you want to scale your business from 0 to 5 million to 5 to 20 million, if you want to do the next level, you need to change your leadership style.
Yeah.
That person did not like that. And
it's like
it was a massive no by me. Look, I'm not good at
I think that's just
my
the
mouth
honest
shut,
truth, right?
But it's an observation.
From a genuine place of care.
And also experience.
Yeah.
Like, you hired me to be a leader.
Yeah.
You hired me to make you money and make you successful. I would love to do that.
Yeah.
So you have to hear some hard feedback. Like, that to me feels like the best possible thing I could have done. Maybe better delivery. That's my learning. I'll do better.
But it's also like, that might not land now. That might land in 12 months.
100%.
And she'll be like, oh,
maybe. Probably not.
Or maybe not. But, for me, it also took some, I had to really take a hard look at myself.
Sometimes you need a slap. How beautiful is it that becoming a mother was the reason that you got to be forced?
I had to.
Yes. And that's amazing that it was that and not something bad. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a good thing.
Like,
and it was, but I mean, unfortunately, they took that for me to be like, okay, well, I have to take a step back.
I don't have a choice.
I know. But at the same time, also having a co-founder, like, we're also very honest with each other. So sometimes my brother will be like, you need to listen to me and stop doing this. And we have the same, like, back and forth. I mean, like, so I think there is a lot of...
But that's a leadership thing too. That's the whole point. You know exactly that building a business, growing a company to scale, if you want to build something that's not just a lifestyle brand, but actually is bigger than that, it's all personal development.
Yes. Yeah.
Running a company is 24/7 therapy. It is life-changing. And the better you become at not just self-awareness, but knowing what to do with that self-awareness, I think that is the fundamental difference between really good founders, really successful operators, is they're super self-aware, but they don't just sit on that. It's like, okay, now I analyze my data, like my self-awareness. What do I do with that? What's the actionable next step? That is life-changing. And so exactly what you just touched on, it's like, if you could understand that if you're smart enough to hire a room of experts, let them do their job.
Yes.
Get out of their way.
Yeah. And like, it's usually ego.
Yes. And this mentality of, I've been wearing all the hats, I've been doing, rather than this control thing where you want to hold on to it, you want that to transition into, it's time.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to make more space and time in my life, because then you can go and do the cool stuff, the stuff that makes this brand, this business that you're building so exceptional because you did that in the first place, right?
For sure. And
Yeah.
isn't that the point of running your own?
Yes.
Like, I think we also, like, a lot of founders forget this. The whole point is so that we can do
Less.
and do the things that you want to do that you're
Yes.
really good at more. But instead you kind of get stuck in this. Also, like, even in big business, in like my old, like, corporate jobs, like, we often get stuck in this, like, well, we've been doing this for this is the way
Yes.
that we've been doing it.
Also why I got in trouble all the time.
So, like, but like, why?
Like, let me show you a better way.
We can do it differently. And like,
Yes.
I think everyone's guilty of that.
100%.
But being able to check yourself and say, well, let's try something new.
And the solution to that is a system.
Yes.
Right? It's a non-negotiable meeting that happens quarterly to
Yeah.
go, is this the smartest way to do it? Does anyone have an opinion? Can
Or
we
is there a
audit
better
this?
way?
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
That can be a 1-hour leadership meeting that you have once a quarter that
Right.
goes, does anyone have an opinion?
Yes. Yeah. Like, that's
Easy. And if no one has anything to say, end the meeting.
Yeah.
Cool bananas. We'll check in a couple months.
Totally. And do you, like, are there particular leadership teams where you're seeing them use agentic or tools really, really well? Like, what's the best use case of it?
I'm seeing it a lot in health tech.
Okay.
I think because I'm so deep, it's so deep in the actual build itself of agentic AI. You
Yeah.
see the benefits and you understand.
Of course.
And most of the team is engineers. So it's being used and utilized in a way by people that deeply understand it.
Of course.
So I'm seeing it very, very well in any kind of tech, SaaS, health tech, fintech, anything tech right now.
Yeah.
Startup world, incredible.
Yeah.
I think product-based e-com businesses are struggling the most because the tools are changing every
So
second.
quickly.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the ecosystem of how to sell and where to sell is changing
Yes.
all the time. And I think the reality is everybody thinks they're an expert because of the amount of data available. Everyone now can learn to do their own performance marketing, which is
Yes.
phenomenal,
Which is
right?
Amazing.
It's amazing. The problem is you don't have 15 years experience on the tools.
All the time. Like,
All the
I don't even
time.
have the time. Like, I run an agency. I don't have the time to do that.
Job. Yeah. So I think I'm seeing it starting to be mindfully used by some brands. I
Right.
think brands that have the cash flow to play,
Yeah.
it's being used really well.
Yeah.
And they are scaling. It is really exciting and it's fun
Yes.
because they're doing the thing where they're like, I'm using it to buy me time so I can play.
Yeah.
That's cool.
For sure.
I think there are some amazing brands doing that. But most of the time I'm seeing the struggle
Yeah.
because you've got non-tech led founders making tech-led decisions without mentorship or advice.
Yeah.
Because it's too expensive.
So do you think for those brands it's better for them? Because I think there is so much pressure to say we're using AI, and then we've got Codex, and then there's Co-work, and like there's so many tools, and that we're leaning in and out of things. And I think for a lot of non-tech savvy founders, it would be very overwhelming. Would you say it's best for them to lean out and get some clarity, build systems, and then lean back in?
Well, I think using and testing and playing with the tool and experimenting to build the systems is leaning in.
Yeah.
It just doesn't have to be publicly leaning in.
Yes.
Right? So it's like with anything, with anything, even social media. Like if you're a new brand or a small to medium business, pick one.
Yeah.
Become a master of it. Do it well, and then go to the next thing. And I think that's the problem is there's too much choice.
Yeah.
There is too much newness, and there's no one able from a resource perspective to become a master of it.
Yes.
So I think it's a question of, can you reorganize your team structure so that there is resource to bring in someone technical?
Yeah.
Because that's life-changing for a founder. Someone who actually knows their stuff, that can dev and build within your ecosystem and help you set up for success.
Yeah.
That is probably the smartest move. If you're not there yet and you don't have the funding or the resourcing or cash flow, that's where, like you said, it's like the lean out, get bloody good at it.
Yeah.
Just learn, dedicate that 1 hour, whenever it is in your day, to just learn, play, and test.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there particular sort of key strategies that you have seen work really well for those kind of businesses when using AI?
It depends for what they're using it for.
Yeah.
If it's for marketing, I think I have so much love and just gratefulness for every marketing manager out there.
Yeah.
I think even head of marketing directors, you've got small to medium businesses where it's literally one person
Yeah.
doing everything.
Yeah.
And they're like, my team, and it's like the social media video editor that comes in for 2 hours on a Wednesday, and the marketing manager is holding her thank God you're here. I think that department is, when used well, that is a godsend.
Yeah.
I'm seeing so many incredible marketing managers come in and do this co-work scenario, reorganize themselves, resystemize themselves,
Yep.
help them build foundations of clarity, because it is chaos.
Yeah.
Even at scale, it never stops being chaos. It just becomes more.
Yeah.
Your creative library is never ending.
Yeah.
And so I think that department does it well when the again, leadership team, marketing heads are really clear on the goal, and then they embed agentic AI or co-working AI or whatever it is they're playing with to create systems. That's always the way.
So it really always comes back to having a framework and a system, which I think is crucial given, like you said, it's kind of a wild west out here at the moment. So having a clear framework to work within.
Yeah, because it's easier to adjust a framework than to adjust nothing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And the whole point of marketing and anything creative is to be creative.
Yeah.
What is the whole point? It's to communicate a message to your potential customer or your existing customer, to service them, to bring them joy, to add value to their life, to create a product or a service that hopefully solves something for them that makes them happy, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole point of why we all do this. We're trying to solve problems. And so if we lack systems, it's really hard to do the thing we want to do.
Mm.
And this, again, let's bring it all the way back to leadership. That's where it trickles down. It's if the founder doesn't know what they're trying to achieve, short-term, mid-term, and long-term, how are they meant to communicate that to anyone within their organization?
Yeah.
How can the person that's answering the customer service emails, in the Philippines a couple of hours a week, supposed to do the best job they could do?
So where did this sort of innate or this clear understanding of how to implement structure for leadership teams, how to critically analyze where the breakdown is in leadership, does that come from your background in building soul cups? Does it come from studying? I don't know. Is it just your innate skill set? What's the background?
So definitely practical. It comes from two places. Before I started Soul Cups, I was a personal trainer.
Yes.
I used to manage gyms.
I forgot about that.
And so I was building empty gyms from, zero membership to fully booked out, waitlist classes, best time of my life. I really miss that industry. I love the fitness industry. I learned an unbelievable amount in terms of building systems and processes.
Yeah.
You can't create community and sold out membership without systems and processes. I was 18 though. So I was learning from some incredible mentors around me. That was my first experience with what it meant to have a phenomenal operating system. Loved it. I took everything I learned and I embedded that into Soul Cup. So I'll tell you, we had 8 months of product development before we launched product in front of me. And in those 8 months, on top of building the packaging, the design, the concept, all the negotiation, importing, exporting, manufacturing, I was literally writing a playbook of, okay, every single potential employee that I'll ever have in the next 5 years, word to, I still have it, I'll show you later, word for word, what everyone's going to do, how, instructional, proper SOP. It was something really embarrassing, like 300 pages long. And there was no AI then, okay? I wrote that myself from
Also,
my
like,
brain.
before, like, SOPs were really a thing, you know?
Yes,
Like,
it was a full-on Soul Cups handbook for every single department of how everything was going to operate of my imagination, because
wow.
I knew I was building an empire. I
Yeah.
knew exactly what I wanted to do. I knew from direct to consumer to wholesale to corporate, I had a full play-by-play for every single thing, including global offices, global distribution, everything. And I was figuring it all out from that. I obviously had some experience from my family's company. We did a lot of manufacturing from China. We had factories over there. So I really understood that world. But that's where it came from. Like, I was so clear on my goal. I was so certain that this was the way. And the thing is, I wasn't stuck. It wasn't like this playbook is it.
Fixed forever.
No,
Yeah.
I edited that thing every single day until I closed the company.
Yeah.
For 10 years. And I had employees contribute to that. It wasn't just mine. It was like, okay, you now exist. I've never had you before. Write a whole thing, you know? And every single team member was part of this incredible thing. And it
kind of shows how putting on paper gives it purpose. And then if you're constantly coming back to referring to it, it gives it like consistency.
Yes. And it enabled us to do that innovation of it. So it was that quarterly catch up with the team to be like, okay, what sucks for you right now? What thing in this process is hurting you and wasting your time? Do you have a smarter solution for me? No? Cool. Let's talk to some people that are better than us. Totally. Let me talk to another founder I know. Let's, whatever it is.
Yes.
And it just opens that door constantly of how can we get better? How can we be better? Like, for example, with our corporate partnerships and corporate relationships, that was like 80% of our revenue at Soul Cups.
Yeah.
I needed to be the quickest to respond. So you can imagine every single person that was ordering promotional merchandise for their company didn't just email Soul Cups. They emailed our competitors, Frank Green, Keep Cup, whatever. I needed to be the quickest to reply because the quickest to reply gets the job. So I needed a system and a process to make sure that my team were equipped and understood that my expectations was, you see that email, it has to be responded to within the first 3 minutes. If it's more than 3 minutes, we need to have a conversation. Why is it taking you that long?
Yeah. And how can I help you get that job done?
What do we need to change? Yeah. What can we do? How can I help you?
Yes.
That's the difference, right? I brought it up before. It's I'm here to support you. I'm here to help you, but they never do.
Yeah.
Because there's no system in place for them to create the space for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So we're almost out of time. Can we could talk for 30 million hours.
I know.
And we will. Is there something you want to leave the people watching this with about leadership? Like something they can take away today and go and do immediately?
It's a mindset thing. And I think I've said that if I had $1 for every time I say this, it's if you want to be the most successful, most incredible founder today, you need to remember that you are of service. Okay? This is not about you. This is about the solution you've created, about the brand and the community and your customers. You need to think first of them. How can I be of service? If more founders started with that question before anything else, oh my God, life-changing.
Yeah.
Life-changing. And I think that is the most valuable question anyone can go and ask themselves right now. How can I be of service today?
Well, there you go. You have it. How can you be of service today, guys?